Hi everyone, it's Kathy Maxson. Today I'm going to show you how to make a ribbon flower. We're just going to use 2.5 and 1.5 inch ribbon, and we're going to make this pretty flower. This is Patriotic. We're going to use the same ribbon. I did pick it up from Sam's Club back in the spring, so they may not have any out. If you're lucky enough that your store would have some, pick some up. It's a great value. And then I did the cording that I got from Hobby Lobby. You can find it in, it's called their Decorative trim. It was just on sale last week for half off. So just wait another week and they'll have it on sale again. But this is a navy blue center. The one that I'm going to make, I'm going to do a red center. So let's get started. Let's show everything that we need. So we're going to need pliers, cutters, scissors. I actually found this tool. It actually will tighten and cut my zip ties. So I have that in my stash. I found we're going to use 4-inch zip ties. We're going to use the 14-inch wreath frame from Dollar Tree. And this is the canvas, plastic canvas that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. My one sheet, I think it was like 13 by 11 or something like that. I actually made 2 centers out of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start when we do the ribbon. We're going to be putting it in on the 3rd ring on the from the outside. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the inner ring. We're going to do our first row of ribbon petals. We're going to do on this 3rd ring from the outside. So, got my mat cutter here. So what we're going to do, like I said, I got the ribbon. It's a 50-yard roll that I got from Sam's Club. So this is the 2.5. And then this from Sam's Club is the 1.5. This is the stars. I think on the other wreath, I think I made 36 petals. So we're going to cut the 1.5 inch. We're going to cut 6 inches. So we'll cut a few. We got 6. I'll go to 12. And then I'll go to 18. Just to knock a few out right away. We cut another, because I think I have 30 already cut. So we'll cut, I'll cut with you the 6 more that I will need. And then we'll cut it again at 18. So then what we're going to do with our petals, we're going to dovetail just one end on the 6 inches. So you're basically going to fold it in half. Oops. And then I'm going to cut from the fold to the open end. We're going to cut at an angle. And then that will give you your dovetail. Let's do that again. We're going to fold in half. And then we're going to cut from the fold to the open end at a diagonal. And that gives you your dovetail. Okay everyone, I'm back. I was going through my video, my editing, and there was spots on my video that did not, I thought my camera was videoing and it was not. So what we missed, I'm just going to show you. I had an extra 14-inch. You're going to see in the rest of the video, it already has the plastic canvas on. What we did miss in the video, my 2.5 inch, I cut this 13 inches long and we dovetailed both ends. So I will show you what we did. We are going to, when we fold it in half, we are going to kind of crease it. So then what I was going to do is scrunch it up the middle, and then you're going to fold it in half, and you see on this end it's just where it's together. I always fold my left over my right. You know, feel free how you want to do it, but always kind of be consistent with how you do your petals. And then we're going to lay our 1.5 inch right on top of that. I'm trying to get a clothespin because I was going to show you we are taking and we are going to be in the 3rd row from the outside, the 3rd ring from the outside. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be the inner. We're going to put it on the crossbar. You can preload. Just wait for a little zip so you have a little tail here. So you have a spot to put your, and we're going to take our petal and we're going to put our petal right in here. We're going to leave 1/2 inch first knuckle on your finger. Get your ribbon flatten how you want it and then pull it tight. And then we'll cut that off. I'm going to turn it this way, sorry. So I'm going to do this again. We're going to take our ribbon, fold it in half. We want to get where that center point is. So I have a crease here. We're going to gather up the middle. I'm going to put my left over top of my right. I want to line up my ends so they're fairly even. And then we're going to put our 1.5 inch over top. And then we're going to preload. Should have preloaded before. So just wait for it to click a little. And then we're just going to put this in here again up to your first knuckle. Pull it tight. There's that. So let's preload here, and then we're going to do one more between these two. So again, let's fold. Get your ribbon in half. Always make sure your ribbon goes the same way. So the fireworks I have always going this way, which is nice because it is directional ribbon, but the fireworks, you can't really tell that it's kind of really upside down as much as some other one directional ribbon. And then we're going to put that one on top there. And then we're going to put these in here. So that was the 2.5 is at 13 inches. You dovetail both ends. Your 1.5 is at 6 inches, and you only have to dovetail one end. So this is how we're going to put everything on the outer ring, and then the video now will continue with what I did for the rest of the wreath. Okay, this is what it looks like with the outer ring done. Remember, we did it on each crossbar and then one in between. So then what I did, I already preloaded. We're going to get into our plastic canvas grid. And what I was trying to do was figure out, because I want to be able to cover these rings from seeing these bars with this row. So I went, that's probably like maybe 1/2 inch into the grid. So it's going to cover our mechanisms that we did with our zip ties, but it's also going to help cover these rings so you don't see them see how you see them in between. You're not going to see that once this row is in. So let's do the petal again. So we took 13 inches of our 2.5 ribbon. I folded it in half. We dovetailed the ends. We're going to, where we had the fold, we're just going to gather up the middle, and then we're going to fold it so you can kind of see, fold it over. I'm doing mine the same way every time. I'm putting my left over top of my right, If you're left-handed, you might want to do it the opposite way, whichever you prefer. Like I said, try to do it the same way every time. And then we're laying our 1.5 inch right in the middle of those. And then in our gather. So let's turn it this way and let's put one in the board. Since I preloaded, now I'm gonna be in one zip tie and the next. But it will help in the long run, preload. It'll get you, you know, hopefully done quicker. So however you want, you know, make sure your ribbons are how you want them. Again, we did about a knuckle length through the zip tie. So that's how I want it. Now I'm just, you can use your pliers if you don't want to use that. If you don't have that handy dandy zip tie cutter, you can just use your pliers and pull it tight, and then use your cutters to snip that away. Because this way, if you use your pliers, you can make sure the big mechanism of your zip tie is like flipped to the side, so it doesn't make it as bulky. Let's put some more in. Okay, let me go all the way around and we'll show you what it looks like when that row is all done. Okay, here's what the second row looks like. And then the third row, basically, I put my first zip tie in there. I kind of just want to give me a little space so I can see the row behind it. But now I want to cover these mechanisms. So that's about where I'm going to put it, which is probably a knuckle below the bottom of my ribbon here. Otherwise, it's probably about 1 inch from the zip tie. So I'm going to try to put them between sections. I think this one, on my other one, I did seven petals. Like I said, just it depends on how you place them, how you... So we'll put that one there, and then what we can do is just kind of lay another one and figure, okay, that's where we want it. So about there. So I want my zip tie about here. And I'm just doing my zip tie like two grids apart. I don't know if you can see that. So basically, I'm trying to show a little bit of the row below it, or behind it, but I'm trying to hide the mechanisms from that row. So I will finish off this row and show you what it looks like and how many we used. Okay, here is where we are at with 3 rows. Now we're going to do the center row. Again, I pinged in my first one, so I kind of basically, what I'm again trying to do is we're going to try to cover the mechanisms here, and we want to make sure we cover these little hole pockets where you can see the canvas. So that is your next goal for your inner and final row, and then also you want to make it to where your center is going to cover everything. Because basically then when we put the zip ties in for these center ones, you want to make sure that the center you made will cover that. So this one is from the zip tie probably less than ½ inch. So I'll put the first one in. Oh, I did use 10 in the third row, which was way more than I did in my first one. So I think this one, I cut 6 pieces. So I'll put that first one in and we'll come back and I'll show you. Okay, this is what we ended up with. I know it all doesn't fit. I did measure it. It is 21 inches, so it's 21 inches in diameter. So we used 12 on the outside, 12 on the second row. I used 10 on the third row, and we used 6 on the inside row. 24, 34. So we used 40 petals, where my other one I used 36. Not unless I counted wrong. So you're going to use about 40. So your rolls of Sam's Club ribbon, you probably would get 2 wreaths this size with the ribbon. So this is the red. This is decorative trim. This is what I buy from Hobby Lobby. It's $3.99. It's half off every other week. So that was the red. It is called red. And then this is the navy. So navy. And this is what that side looks like. I don't have much left, as you can see. I have, I think, less of the red left than the blue. These are the Dollar Tree discs that you get 2 per pack. And then in my one video, I showed you how I tapered it. So you can see it's kind of tapered and not straight. Flat side. So then we're just gonna, put this through the grid. And you're just gonna lay right over. So again, you just kind of want to make sure, it's in your center. I think that's where I want it. So I'm gonna flip it over. And you can see the back is really nice and neat. You can cover it if you wish. So we'll give it some twist. I'm going to cut a lot of the extra pipe cleaner off, and then you can just push the balance of your pipe cleaner down into the grid, so then that way nothing's sticking out to scratch your customer's door. But this is what we have. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone. Please subscribe if you have not, so you can see future how-to videos. And I'd appreciate a thumbs up. I am on all platforms. I'm on YouTube, Facebook. I'm getting more active on Pinterest, and I have to get more active on Instagram. So I have to figure that one out. I think I'm supposed to be doing short video content, but these take about like a half an hour or so when I film, cutting, the pieces. It actually takes longer to make the wreath because I do shut the video off. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch the whole video. But if you like it, like I said, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching.